Hello, and welcome to I've Been Cooking, the podcast that brings flavors from kitchens around the world right into your ears. Whether you're a seasoned chef or just looking to spice up your weekly menu, this is the place for recipe inspiration, cooking tips, and mouthwatering stories from the culinary world. I'm Andrea, your host, and every week we'll dive into delicious dishes, explore surprising food facts, and bring you step-by-step guides to make each recipe easy and fun. We'll hear from food lovers, professional chefs, and maybe even someone who's burnt a casserole or two. Here, every recipe has a story, and every story starts with a love for good food. So grab your apron, set those timers, and get ready to cook up something amazing. Because here at I've Been Cooking, it's always mealtime somewhere. Let's get started.
Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive? Today, we are going
to Argentina.
Yep, to Argentina. To the city of Cordoba, to be exact.
A beautiful city.
Oh, I bet.
Known for its architecture and culture.
And the food.
And the food, of course. That's what we're here for today.
We are diving into the Empanada de Maní Córdoba.
Empanada de Maní Córdoba. Even the name sounds exciting.
It is exciting.
And delicious.
I hear it has an ingredient you might not expect.
That's right.
In a savory pastry.
Who nuts?
Really? Peanuts?
Yeah. Not something you typically think of with empanadas.
That's for sure. I have to admit, I'm intrigued. So
that's the fun of this one.
It is?
Yeah.
Tell me more. What is an Empanada de Maní Córdoba like?
Okay, so imagine a flaky golden brown pastry. And inside?
The filling.
Yes, the filling.
Ah.
It's savory and surprisingly sweet.
Savory and sweet.
You'll see. It's a dance of contrast.
Okay, you've got my attention.
Yeah.
Now I have to know what exactly goes in it.
Let's see. You've got your typical empanada ingredients, ground beef.
Of course. Provides that savory base.
Yep, exactly. And the potatoes to make it hearty.
Okay, familiar territory so far.
But then we add the raisins and green olives.
Raisins and olives?
Yes.
Wow, that is unexpected.
It is. And it's what makes these empanadas unique to Cordoba.
So this combination
of peanuts and ground beef. You won't find that just anywhere in Argentina.
Huh, interesting. So how did Cordoba end up with this specific combination?
Well, Cordoba has a really unique history. You see, it was a major trading hub back in the colonial era.
Ah, so a mix of cultures.
Exactly. Indigenous ingredients mixed with Spanish and even some Moorish influences.
So the raisins and olives, are those from the Spanish influence?
They could be. It's like a culinary tapestry woven from different threads of history.
That's a great way to put it. And of course, the peanut is native to South America.
Giving it that regional touch.
I love how one dish can tell such a story. Okay, enough history for now. I'm ready to dive into the recipe itself. How do we make these things?
Well, the recipe is surprisingly simple. The first step is to saute the onions, bell peppers, and garlic.
To build the flavor base.
Exactly. Then you add the spices, cumin, paprika,
Okay.
and a touch of cayenne.
Sounds delicious already.
It smells amazing, too. Okay, so once the potatoes have softened.
This is where it gets interesting.
It is. This is where we add the peanuts.
So are the peanuts roasted? Or ground?
This recipe calls for lightly roasted peanuts.
Which gives them
a nice nutty flavor and a bit of crunch.
Ooh, I love a good crunch. And then the raisins and olives go in, too.
Yes, bringing in those contrasting sweet and salty notes.
It really is a symphony of flavors. Okay, so we've got this amazing filling. What's next?
Time to assemble. You take circles of empanada dough, spoon in a generous amount of filling.
Generous is key.
Right, and then fold the dough over to make that half-moon shape.
And crimp the edges. That's important.
It is. Not just for looks. You want to make sure all that delicious filling stays inside.
Can't let any of that goodness escape.
Exactly. Okay, so the empanadas are assembled. They're ready for the oven. What happens now?
I know this one. Into the oven they go.
On a baking sheet brushed with a little oil.
For a golden finish.
Of course. And then we bake them until the crust is nice and flaky.
Golden brown and delicious. Okay, they're out of the oven now. How should we enjoy these empanadas de Maní Córdoba?
Warm straight from the oven.
When the pastry is at its flakiest.
Exactly. And the flavors are at their peak.
I can almost taste them now. What about sides? Would a chimichurri sauce go well with these?
It would. Chimichurri is perfect with empanadas.
Because?
That herbaceous garlicky flavor cuts through the richness of the empanada.
Creating a nice balance.
Exactly.
Now for the most important question. What should we drink with these?
You need a bold red wine.
Why?
Like an Argentinian Malbec.
Perfect. I love Malbec, but why is that a good pairing?
Well, Malbec has a full body,
Yeah.
Dark fruit flavors. Smooth tannins.
Those would all complement the empanada.
Perfectly. The fruitiness of the wine goes well with the sweetness of the raisins.
And the tannins cut through the richness of the beef and peanuts.
You got it. It's all about balance.
Wow, I'm learning that there's so much more to this dish than meets the eye.
There is. It's a glimpse into Argentinian history and culture.
And it's delicious.
That's the best part.
It is.
And a simple side salad can also add to that balance.
Oh, a salad. What kind of salad would you recommend?
Something light and refreshing. Crisp lettuce.
Okay.
Juicy tomatoes. Maybe some thinly sliced red onions for a bit of bite.
Ooh, yeah, I like that. And a simple vinaigrette.
Exactly. Maybe with a touch of citrus.
I love that. That citrusy brightness cutting through the richness of the empanada. It really is all about finding the right balance.
It is.
Yeah.
And speaking of balance, let's go back to those raisins and olives for a second.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to ask you more about those. It's not something you typically expect in an empanada.
You're right about that. But remember how we were talking about Cordoba's diverse history?
Yeah, with all the cultural influences.
Exactly. Well, the raisins and olives are a nod to the Spanish influence on Argentine cuisine.
That makes sense. They add those sweet and briny notes, which create yet another layer of complexity.
Exactly. And it all works so well together.
It does. The sweetness of the raisins, the saltiness of the olives, the heartiness of the beef, the earthiness of the spices, and that unexpected crunch from the peanuts.
It's a symphony of flavors.
You mentioned earlier that the combination of peanuts and ground beef is specific to Cordoba.
Right.
Does that mean there are other regional variations of empanadas in Argentina?
Oh, absolutely. Argentina is a huge country with so many different culinary traditions.
Of course, empanadas are popular everywhere, right?
They are. But each region has its own unique take on them.
So besides the Empanada de Maní Córdoba, what other kinds of fillings might we find?
Well, up in the Northwest region, which has strong indigenous influences, you might find empanadas filled with things like llama meat.
Llama meat, wow.
Or quinoa or goat cheese.
That sounds so different from what we've been talking about.
It is. And then along the coast, you'll find seafood playing a big role.
So what, shrimp?
Shrimp, tuna mussels, all kinds of things.
So empanadas are like a culinary map of Argentina.
I like that. Each variation reflecting the flavors and traditions of its region.
That makes exploring Argentine cuisine sound even more exciting.
It is. There's always something new to discover.
We were talking about pairing the Empanada de Maní Córdoba with a Malbec.
Right? A nice Argentinian Malbec.
Can you explain a little more about why that's such a good match?
Of course.
Yeah.
So Malbec is known for its full body, dark fruit flavors, and smooth tannins.
And those characteristics all go well with
the savory, slightly sweet, and complex flavors of the empanada.
I see. So the fruitiness of the wine complements the raisins.
Yes.
While the tannins cut through the richness of the beef and peanuts.
Precisely. The wine enhances the food, and the food enhances the wine.
It's all connected. You know, I'm realizing that this dish is more than just food.
It is.
It's a story.
It is.
A story about Argentina's history and culture.
Exactly. And it's a delicious story.
It really is. And it makes me want to learn more about Argentina's culinary traditions.
Well, there's plenty more to explore.
I bet. But for now, I think we've covered a lot.
We have.
And I, for one, am feeling very hungry.
Me too.
You've definitely sparked my curiosity about Argentine food. I feel like I need to go there and experience it firsthand.
You should. It's an amazing place.
That sounds like it.
Yeah.
Are there any other Argentinian dishes you'd recommend?
Oh, there are so many. But if you really want to experience the heart of Argentina, you have to try asado.
Asado? Isn't it like their version of barbecue?
It is.
Yeah.
But it's so much more than that. Asado is an event.
Okay.
Like a social gathering.
Exactly. It's about celebrating food and community.
I can just imagine the smell of the grill,
the sizzling meat,
the laughter and conversation.
It's a truly immersive experience.
What kind of meat do they cook for asado?
All kinds. Beef, of course, chorizo sausages, blood sausage, even sweetbreads.
Wow, that's quite a variety.
It is. And it's all cooked slowly over low heat.
So the meat is super tender.
Exactly. It's an art form, really.
Yeah.
And the asador?
The person who tends the grill. They're like a revered figure.
Wow. I'm seeing the theme here. Food in Argentina is about so much more than just eating.
It's about tradition.
Community.
Connection. It's all intertwined.
Whether it's a simple empanada or a grand asado feast.
You got it. It's all part of the same story.
This deep dive has been fascinating. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us.
Of course. It's been my pleasure.
I feel like we've only scratched the surface of Argentinian cuisine.
There's always more to explore.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
So for our listeners who are feeling inspired to try some Argentinian cooking, what's the one piece of advice we should leave them with?
Be open to new experiences.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to try new things.
Yeah.
Always approach cooking with a sense of adventure.
Love that. Well said. Well, on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the Empanada de Maní Córdoba.
From the heart of Argentina.
We hope you enjoyed the journey. Until next time.
Happy cooking.
Happy cooking, everyone.
Hi, it's Jamie, and if you enjoyed today's episode of I've Been Cooking, we'd love for you to share it. Leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new recipe. Do you know someone who loves cooking as much as you do? Send this episode their way. And hey, let's stay connected. You can find us on Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook at I've Been Cooking. Tag us to show off your creations and join a community of food lovers worldwide. And if you want to chat with us directly, we're always hanging out on Discord. You'll find the link to join in the footer of our website at ivebeen.cooking. Until next time.